Yo, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen? We're starting the New York live stream. So if you are new and you are tuning in, the like button and the subscribe button are free to utilize to your best ability. So let's pump up those likes, get on the subscription. Happy days, because we're going to bring you some fire today. So today's a big day. Why? Well, we've got Yellen, head of treasuries of the United States, and they're going to be talking, well, she's going to be talking about her view on what's going on with the debt ceiling. Only just shortly had a little tweet suggesting that they've all gone into Congress, all having a conversation, and the talks are productive. But they said that last week, and then a couple of hours later, they walked out of Congress, and it doesn't, it's not looking promising. Okay, and my top is orange. It's not red. It's just because I've got a bright light in front of me illuminating the color red. Could be a subliminal message. Who knows? So with that being said, we've also got the FOMC minutes coming out later on at 7 p.m. GMT. So you might want to be careful. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this live stream today. You might want to stay away from the charts during these news announcements. So let's get with the flavor, gang. Here we go. All right, then. What is chat saying? Are we all good? Happy days. Salmon, yes. Salmon, salmon. Do you know, I always mess that up. I pronounce the L. Is it salmon? Pepe, Putin. Man, what a guy. Anyways, in front of you is Bitcoin. All right? Bitcoin hasn't really been doing much. Now, remember last night's live stream when we were talking about the idea of this green vector candle region right here. They break the 50, it's done. And they did it. They attacked the 50 EMA. Now, let's go in closer and understand what the story is. Look in the 5-minute time frame. And this is what I'm trying to get into your minds about understanding the use of this 50 EMA cloud, right? So you see how they dropped price, they came back up, and then when they moved away from the 50 EMA, this retrace zone right here, this area was the clue on what was about to unfold. All right, now this is one of the strategies that I talk about in the Patreon, which is the 5-minute cloud strategy. All right. Now, lately I've been trading and I've been recording that on the Patreon, but I've been moving everything over to the Traders Reality website. So the last 2 videos, I would strongly recommend you get involved in watching these videos because I go through my mindset on what and how to trade in principle EXO charts. All right. So I'm going to be taking a few questions that you might have on trading, and I'm going to try my best to answer them through this live as well. But I talk you through how to use this stuff and correlate it to the hybrid system. And there's loads of videos on there, and I update these are all live trading videos for you to just sit back and binge. Forget Netflix, man. Anyways, with that being said, back to this story here. You're always looking for the drop, the retrace, the continuation. Always seek the proof of the move. That's what you're looking for. And this right here is the proof of the move. So let's break this logic down, all right? You see inside of this zone, we're getting clues about how they played this zone, all right? By the vector candles. Look at this. Vector candle zone 1. Vector candle zone 2. So when price is moving away from that point, if they can't get above the 50 EMA on the 5-minute time frame, you are only going short. Had you opened a short from this area and placed a stop outside of this structure, so that means all the way up here, because you've got to factor in it's a 5-minute time frame and Bitcoin has the capacity to do a stop run, okay? That would have hit your stop. You would have been out the trade. You would have gone to bed. You would have told the missus, I'm angry. Make me a sandwich. And then she would have made you that sandwich. And whilst you're waiting for your sandwich, you would have realized that it went in your favor. Then you're going to go to the fridge and start throwing eggs. And those eggs are really expensive, man. So you must have been at a state of anger like no tomorrow. I've got it in for eggs. They're too expensive, man. Anyways. But this is an example of how you can trade into the future, purely off understanding the way they move price. Now, how could you justify that they weren't going to reverse from this point? Well, this red vector candle right here could have been the clue. You look left and you know that you've got vector candles to go into. So there's the liquidity. So you're trading towards vectors. Okay? Trade towards vectors. All right? So you've seen this right here, yeah? Now stick with me on this one. Let me just increase the price settings. So let me just go here. Hold on. There we are. So you guys can see on mobile. Happy days. Right. So you know these little candlesticks right here, the green vector candles and the blue vectors? Now stick with me on this one. The same thing happened here, and it drops. Zoom out. What do you see near in the chart? Tell me that's not a superimposed, or should I, it's not superimposed, but a larger version of what we saw just there. So that means vector candle wick right there, as you can see it, and then another one right here. Tell me why that's not the same thing, but it's just on a bigger view. So it might take a little while to get to that point, but nonetheless it will. These are specific zones in the chart where liquidity resides. We've got the 26,651, a point of interest. Why? Because look, price seems to be bouncing up and down from that zone, so we know it to be a reactive zone. If, and only if, Bitcoin invalidates this area here, it's going down. Simple. That's trading. If it contains this zone, it's going up. What do we trade towards? We trade towards vectors. Are we getting an idea that Bitcoin could go up? Well, it's a volatile asset. Don't get it twisted. And it's going to get tricky. Okay? What you'd need to see from here is Bitcoin's move starting to develop. All right? Check this out. That's the 1 hour time frame. Go to the 15-minute time frame. What do we see? Do we see anything of interest? Are we on the understanding that this area here is leading to a drop, the retrace, continuation? Could that be a scenario? Don't blindly just open a trade. That's what reckless retail traders do. That's the trader who's excited. That's the trader who feels like he's missing out. Don't do that. You need to pick up the idea of what reason you would have to go into the trade. Remember, focus on what you're not seeing and don't focus on what you see. If you're not seeing them breaking the charts down, that could mean that they're getting ready to try and reverse up a little bit. But if you're seeing the charts going down, you're like, oh my God, it's going down, FOMO. Price will only come up, and then you would have said, I knew it. I knew I should have stayed there. I should have gone long. Focus on what you don't see. That way your mind is prepared to react to what could be unfolding, okay? Inside of this zone, you're looking for vector candles like the green and the blue, similar to what we saw over here on the 5-minute time frame. Now I'm on the 15-minute time frame, so let's go to the 5-minute time frame. Right, what do we see? Okay. Oh, we've got a few vector. Are we seeing the same thing? Look at that green vector candle right there. That looks like a little sweep. They've gone in and grabbed the liquidity and reversed it. Conventional retail trading concepts would say they don't want lower prices. No, they've rejected the zone. Nah, it's just because there's a lot of liquidity inside of that zone. Okay? That's what's important. And they went to it and pulled it back because everyone went short from that point, and then they brought it back up again and liquidated all those bad boys because all these guys right here are currently short. They're winning. All right? Now, with that being said, I'm not seeing any blue or green vectors with conviction. I see this green vector candle right here, which is suggesting to me that they've attempted to mark up, but they're controlling the range. But look at these spikes lower. 1, 2, okay? That could be giving me an idea that this zone may still have a couple of more attempts lower, but it's going to stay within this zone. Now, how do I justify that? Well, look, the market is going to get very quiet very shortly, up until 3 p.m., okay? Now, that means 10 a.m. Eastern Standard. Treasury Secretary Yellen is going to be speaking, all right? She's going to be speaking about the debt ceiling crisis. She's going to be saying, look, man, America's going to default if they don't sort it all out. She's going to bring some fear in the marketplace. Then at 7 o'clock this evening, 4 hours later, they're going to be talking about the FOMC minutes. Now, somewhere I read that Powell is going to have a conversation. Powell's going to pop his head up. I don't know if he's going to do it during the FOMC minutes, but if he does, the market is going to go batshit. You know what I can't say. Batshit shoe bag. You know, that's the story. But that's where I am right now with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's probably going to stay sideways. There's going to be a lot of volatility. But the bigger picture would suggest that Bitcoin is preparing to grab some of the liquidity down below right here. So then that would be 26,357 and then down here at 25,823. Can we justify it? Check this out. This is the 3-month chart of Bitcoin. Doesn't look very nice now, does it? We think there's lots of shorts being opened, but there is more longs in the chart than there is anywhere else. So at the top side of 31,200, there's $23 billion worth of short liquidations. All right? The shorts are going to pay the price. The shorts are getting screwed. Give a bear a hug. The bigger hug by this chart right here looks like the longs need the hug. We need to be grabbing the bulls. We need to be hugging the bulls. No, we need to hug the beef. All right, we need to hug the people that are long. This is bad. This is bad. But anyway, 25,400, there's $60.5 billion worth of longs. That's 25.4. Going into 25,600, we got $57 billion worth of short long liquidations. So that's just $100 billion just on those two price points. A $200 difference equates to a total amount of $100 billion worth of long liquidations. Scary. But then we've got 22,600, okay, with another 64 billion. Man, I can't take it seriously. I wish I never said that. I read that comment somewhere, man. Someone said, give a bear a hug. And I'm the one that says, give a bull a hug. So that's where the logic stands, okay? Now, the only way Bitcoin will flush out this area right here is through the news. So that's what we're looking for. But just be careful, because the news will throw direction in either way. Don't get caught out, because Bitcoin can do this. It can spike into the vector candle right here, and then it can come back down again, okay? What if it doesn't do that? What if it rips up to the daily open, because we haven't had a test of that, and then come back down? The only way these two scenarios come into play is because of the news. So what is the best practice? Don't trade during the news, because once the news is done, you then have a good idea of the impact of the news. So then let's assume that Yellen does say, here's an example. Here is price action right now for Bitcoin, yeah? This is Bitcoin, psychologically, stick with me. And this is where I look at the charts. This is Bitcoin's price action right now. Okay, it's trading sideways. There's nothing happening. We've had a move to the downside. Cool, that's fine. So retail traders are looking at the chart saying, yep, that's it. It's going down. And all that jazz, right? But Yellen's going to be speaking. The FOMC minutes is going to be coming out. So Bitcoin might do the following. If Yellen speaks and says something bad, Bitcoin might move up to move down. So you're now in a range where you're saying, you know what, I might as well place myself an order here, and I'll place an order right here. Yeah, baby. And whatever way it goes, if it's good news, Bitcoin's going to go up. If it's bad news, Bitcoin's going to go down. What happens when Yellen speaks, burps, scratches her nose, and Bitcoin does this? Bang, bang, and then comes back into the zone. What do you do in that instance? That is the result of trading during news. Now, let's go back. Let's put it into perspective. This is when you start trading. Yellen is about to speak. Bitcoin drops, Bitcoin rises, okay? Then what happens? She starts to find ground, or investors start to find ground with the way and what she's saying. So Bitcoin then goes up, then it comes back down again, spikes, comes down, hits the range, consolidates for a little bit. Yellen has finished speaking. Bitcoin then starts to make its move. Okay? Either direction. This zone right here is where everybody gets messed up. All the traders that feel like they're missing out on big opportunities, their orders have been hit and liquidated at the same time. Don't tell me that you haven't seen Bitcoin do those sort of things. Just look at this candlestick right here. That is that there. That's news announcements right there. That's terrible. Why are you going to trade that? No one can project that sort of logic, but you can then assume that they could go and grab the liquidity up there and back down here. Now you've got yourself a range. Now you know that if they held price after doing all of that and they continue to hold price, I'm going to trade towards the end of this vector candle region right here. Does that make sense, guys? Because that's where we are right now. Okay? Bitcoin might, and you know what? Bitcoin might just drop down. That is a possibility. I mean, if we go over to the Bookmap and make sense of that technically, all right? But be careful, man. Try and approach the chart psychologically rather than technically. See it psychologically, then the technicals will then start to make sense. But if you just blindly go in technically, yeah, you might eliminate emotion. But then when you get thrown off, how do you not know that that throw off is going to make you sit away from the charts when all you needed to do was change direction and then get back into it? The psychology of it all would have kept you in the trade or would have kept you watching what was going on. Now, we look at the Bookmap itself, and we know the Bookmap serves us because it gives us a heads up on where the liquidity is transacting the most. So you can see in front of you that we have got this high sell area right here. That's this zone here, okay? And that zone sits around the 27,000 zone. Now, remember yesterday in the live stream, I was talking about the idea, are they building longs or are they building shorts? Well, look, the same behavior is repeating itself, okay? You've got this zone right here. Stop hunt rise, drop back down. 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 And this is all in favor of the key 27,000 zone. And we know that market maker likes to get his orders built above those zones and below those zones for longs, okay? Because what do you do when you buy an investment? You buy it at the cheapest price. And what do you do when you want to sell it? You sell it at the highest price. It's basic economics. But traders don't see it like that. Retail doesn't see it like that. This is the mechanics of the marketplace. That's how it moves, okay? Homework. Go back in the charts. Highlight the 27,000, highlight the 30,000, the 40,000, the 50,000, and just look at how price behaves before it makes a move, all right? You'll notice it consolidates above that zone, even down to the smallest time frame, yeah? Cool. Now, we get this, yeah? Cool. So what I'm going to do now is wipe my whole chart, go back into BTC in the place to be, and explain to you what's going on here. So you see this area right here? We've got 26,580. We've got some liquidity down there at 217 Bitcoin, 352 Bitcoin at 26,550, and then 553 Bitcoin at 26,490. If I said that too quick, slow down the stream, right? But do you remember that 1,700 Bitcoin? It's now 1,059 Bitcoin at 25,800. So what does that tell me? They've been canceling some of the orders, all right? Maybe moving it up to fill it a little bit more. But there's still a commitment of 1,059 Bitcoin at 25,800. I've got an issue with that because I can assume that at some point they're going to try and attack this zone if they keep adding liquidity to this area. So mark the 25,800 off because it's an interesting point in the chart. Notice the VWAP. You see this white line? The VWAP right here, okay? Price has gone above it, but come back down again, suggesting to me that buyers are trapped in this area. So market maker in principle is going to try and do that again. So we got to try and keep an eye out on the VWAP, which says at 26,790. This is the 84-hour VWAP, all right? So just keep an eye out, 26,820. If you start seeing Bitcoin pumping, rest assured that they're going to get above the VWAP to manipulate the zone like they did here and then bring it back down again. That's what the logic suggests, right? Now, you can see Bitcoin ain't doing much. Let's just go over to Ethereum for a second. Here are my levels right here for ETH for Ethereum. So I've got 1800, I've got 1789, and I've got 1778. All right. What's Ethereum doing? Ethereum's come back down into the vector candle. It's tested its 1 hour 800 EMA and reversed from it. Happy days. Ethereum also has a problem with vectors and wicks. Same way we looked at on the 5-minute time frame is the same logic that we can see right here. Okay? We're still at the psychological ranges, so just keep an eye out on that. Now, what I'm going to do is the market opens very shortly, okay? I'm going to be on until Yellen starts speaking, all right? So let's get into a few questions regarding the hybrid system, anything that you guys want to ask, trading related, or do you want me to look at an asset and break it down for you? Let's get with the flavor and have a conversation, okay? Victoria could go for a V-shaped beefy long, to be honest. So Victoria's talking about a V-shaped play. Now, we know what the V-shaped plays are about. Bitcoin is down 2% for the day, and the V-shaped play principle would suggest that we need this structure to come in, okay? Can we justify a V-shaped play? Well, of course we can. Look, we've got the Bookmap has got liquidity there. So V-shape could come into play to swipe the liquidity to come back up, all right? That's what we're looking for, okay? Neo, the Chinese Ethereum. What are your views smart money? What do you mean? My views on smart money? How do you risk manage? How do you risk manage? I can give you the easiest way to manage risk, okay? The second you place a trade, can you walk away from the charts and not be concerned? Can you actually get in a car, drive off for 2 days and not have to worry about your position? That means you're not exposing yourself to too much risk. I'm not saying that that's what you should do, but metaphorically speaking, if you're not having to be glued to the chart because of how much risk you're taking, then you are then able to react to the chart systematically and objectively, not emotionally. That's what risk over leveraging is going to do for you. All right. And that's the problem with trading. It's no different to the excitement that a gambler gets when he's like, oh my God, is it going to hit? Is my card going to hit? Or is the hand going to play out? He's continuously watching. I'm going to bet all in on red and be like, it's only 50-50. It can either go red or black and that's it. But he still experiences it. Okay. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Here we go. What are your... Bro, I'm not going to read a question like that, bro. Come on. Why are you asking me a question like that? Yeah, I said it, bro, right? But what are your views about hugging the... I really want to say it, but just for bants, but nah, we can't, man. Everyone can see it. Is it risky? Here we go. We got one here. Is it risky to trade if the open interest is higher than the 24-hour volume? All right, so look, if open interest is high, then, you know, we've got people accumulating positions, okay? But that's what you want. You want high volume. You want high open interest because you're going to, in essence, counter that logic. Because if you've got loads of people going long, you're preparing for shorts. Yeah? Smart money doesn't not exist just because price keeps on going up. It keeps on going up because there's people that are investing, leverage, going in, going up, 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 borrowing money, 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 please give me leverage, leverage. That's where you're getting ready to roll over because that's what the market is doing. The market maker is preparing for that. He sells from the highest point. So where you've got the most amount of open interest at a specific zone, ask yourself the question, How much of it has it been moving up by? Have we come from a downwards move and we're returning back up, which is going to help you understand the proof of the move? So in other words, if price has been dropping down consecutively and it's not stopped, you can assume that if open interest is starting to rise as price is going up, there's a good chance that they're going to come back and recover all of this move, okay? But if you've got Bitcoin moving up like this and then open interest comes in at this point, okay, and starts going like that, you're getting ready to short. Why? Because open interest is coming in at the highest point of the chart when the move has already been done. That's a climatic candle. That's a climatic zone. That's where retail's like, yo, I'm missing out on the flavor. That's where he goes long. Okay? Curtis, USDJPY. He wants a little bit of a check on that bad boy. All right, here we go. All right, so this is a projection that we've been sharing with the patrons of the channel, all right? And this is USDJPY's cycle that we've been following for the past week and a half. We formed the W formation right here. We waited for level 1 break. They broke the level. Level 2 yet to be achieved. They've achieved level 2. Now we are in what appears to be the M formation structure for the dollar, all right? So we would expect naturally USDJPY to start attacking inside of this area right here. But remember, news announcements is coming out and you can see bright as day that price action is stalling, okay? Ask yourself this question. Are they getting their longs built below the key 39 zone? Here's that concept. Are they getting them? Look, they haven't taken that zone right there. Look, 39 on the nose. It's not been taken. Yet all the biggest vector candles you see in this range are the red ones, but they're not selling off. That's giving me a clue that the market maker in principle is selling off at the highest point in the lowest range of that high point to get more orders filled at the lowest point to sell it and break out. That's what you do when you buy an investment. That's what you do when you're effectively buying something of value, okay? Why does price only move during Asia? Sometimes it does move, sometimes it doesn't, okay? And that's where you're looking to where you see manipulation, all right? So check this out. Let me show you something right here. So during the Asian session, you've got to be mindful of a couple of things. I just need to add this to my settings. Here we go. Market sessions, right. I had someone a long time ago give me the average move of Bitcoin during Asia, all right? Now, to make it easy for you, this green box is the Asian session, all right? Take this away with you when you're trading the Asian session, all right? Or the end. So you need to make the distinction. Are you trading the start of Asia, which you should only be trading Hong Kong and Tokyo, or are you trading the end of Asia? All right, which is right here, okay? Now listen, look, you can see that when they manipulate Asia and Bitcoin moves aggressively, whatever the move is setting up for the UK to either drop it or send it higher. In this instance, it rolled over. New York contained it, Asia followed through with it, come back into the vector candles. Go back and have a look at when they hold the zones, because you can see they manipulated Asia here, but we didn't get that much of a price action move. But look what happened in New York. So they had moved price in New York into Asia, and Asia added a little bit more of flavor, and then they started to bring it back down again. Find me another point when Bitcoin moves aggressively in Asia. Well, look at this. Bitcoin moves up in Asia, manipulates. New York comes into play and says, you know what? There's interest here. They do a stop run to the upside. So you could then say, right, I'm trading towards vectors. And you're going into this region right here. What does the next Asian session do? Brings it down, okay? Go back in the charts. Look at the opposite. Asia drops price. UK adds a little bit. New York steps in, reverses, and comes back out. Happy days. So tell me why this is any different. Are you starting to see the structures? Are you starting to see how they manipulate things? Yeah? Let's have a look here. Got some more questions. Hey there, Tino. I haven't been in the loop for a while. I brought a car with my profits and haven't been here since. Any tips on keeping motivated to keep trading? Do you want another car? Do you want a house? You clearly put your mind to it. If the car doesn't motivate you to get another car or change it, then nothing will motivate you to do anything. You know? That's really what it is. Do you... Okay, just incredible. Do you recommend... Where is it? Oh, where is it? Do you recommend the knife catching theory when price drops hard? All right. What is the knife catching theory? In other words, when something's dropping, don't try and bottom fish, okay? But the dynamics of the marketplace will always be changing, and you can't dismiss it. The knife catching concept is no different to the V-shaped play, all right? But there has to be some order in the markets. What if this right here, Bitcoin dropping, is part of the knife catching story? It's dropping. So you're trying to catch a knife. But hold on a second. It's moved up, it's moved down. It's moved up, it's moved down. So what I'm saying to you is when you're looking at this knife catching story, all right, the V-shaped play is, in essence, your savior as such. Because you've got to use the idea that price has dropped aggressively. They're going to come back and recover because the market has to do that. It has to balance. There's no two ways about it. They have to recover in the charts. Okay? That's what that story is. What else we got? Hey, Tino, do you know when to interpret blue and pink vectors as reversals or continuations? All right, then. The best way for you to trade these blue and red, violet vectors, so the candlesticks that they're talking about, let me just get rid of these sessions. Right, the market is open right now, guys. We've not really seen anything, so that pretty much determines exactly what we've got. All right, then. So, blue and violet vector candles. Right, you can see you got one right here, okay? That's that zone right there on Bitcoin. Now, what you can see is price reverses from that point. Then again, you see one here, but then it continues lower. You see a violet vector here, and then it reverses. You see a blue vector here, kind of reverses, doesn't really give you anything. And then you see a violet vector, then it reverses. All right? The key to understand these candlesticks right here, blue and the violet ones, is there has to be an aggressive move. Don't focus on these ones. These are small ranges. They're not aggressive moves. This is the 5-minute time frame. What I mean by focusing on aggressive moves is you're looking at these moves right here. Look. Look at this blue vector candle right here at the top as a stopping volume candle. Look at the impact of that as opposed to seeing one right here. Okay? It's come from a big move and then they just rolled it over. You would have seen a blue vector candle right here and said to yourself, oh, it might be changing. It's going to go up. Granted, it does go up, but it only goes up a couple of, $25, $30, and then it rips back down again. Okay? So when you're using the blue and the violet vector candles, aim to find the vectors on higher time frames. All right? Because then you're starting to understand that that is a zone they could be changing from. 5-minute time frame, you need to use it on the 5-minute time frame. So you base your decisions on smaller moves. Okay? So here's an example. Go to the 1-hour time frame. All right? And find blue and violet vector candles. So what have we got? Well, we've got a blue vector candle right here. It reversed. Cool. We've had a big move. Great. Blue vector candle right here. Drops. It reverses. Nothing up here. And there's a couple up here which led price to drop down. Okay? But that was a choppy range. A clearer example would be... Let me give you a better one. Okay, here we go. Look. So you've got this area here. This is how I'm going to break it down to you. We've got this vector candle region right here. All right? We know that if we take away this chart, we know that at this point, okay, that there's volatility in the chart. So market maker has marked price up. All right? He's getting his shorts built. Where's he doing it from? 30,000. There's the story. Here is your blue vector candle starting to move price up. We then see another blue vector candle, but volume is lower. If you go down at the bottom here, look at the volume. You see this blue vector here? That blue vector was to push price because they've already got retail trapped, right? So then what happens here? The big volume candle comes in, suggesting that they're at a climatic point, getting ready to move price higher, okay? Then from that point, they continue, violet blue vector candle, continuation up, and then that's when they reverse it. The volume was lower, and then as you continue in the chart, it starts to roll, okay? That's what that is right there, taking the blue and the violet vector candle concept itself, all right? All right, movement. Have we got anything? Not really, all right? Anything else? What have we got? Tina, can you check YFI? It's been a while since there has been a big move. YFI. Let's have a look. Okay. It's been a while since there's been a move. Yeah, it's been a while everywhere. We've got these 3 zones right here. The news is just going to bring it, and they're just going to attack the ranges. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to try and attack a range. And I think once Yellen starts speaking, that's when we're going to get the party started. All right? That's where I think Bitcoin's going to move. Because right now, no one's interested in Bitcoin for the time being because it's not really doing anything. All right? We can speculate on it, but there's nothing happening in the charts. Yellen's going to make the game work. All right? Can you analyze the chart of TOMO? It's been pumping for weeks now, and I'm short. Okay. TOMO. Let's have a look at TOMO chain. All right, then. Okay. Hasn't stopped. So, first point of interest. This is one zone. This is the next zone. If you're still short, then that tells me that you're not risking too much money. So you can contain it. All right? You can manage it. But quite frankly, you've got to be very, very careful with the way that you build these shorts. Okay? Just be very cautious with it. Because it can actually roll at the second that Yellen starts speaking. All right? That's what we're looking for. Okay? So just be careful loading up continuously, because the way it moves, we've got one jump, another jump, and then another push could come into play. So just take that into consideration. All right? Back into BTC. Is it going to do anything right now? I need to have a look at EXO charts. Are we seeing anything? Euro's coming back down a bit. Let's have a look. S&P starting to make a move. We've got Bitcoin trading right now. 15 minutes until the start of Yellen. Bitcoin's still trading away from that point of control. I'm not really seeing, look, it's a really, look, there's nothing going on in the order profile. There's nothing happening right now. So we've got to sit and wait, and S&P's trying to come back up. Here we go. Tina, can you please have a look at Blur on the 1 hour? It looks pretty juiced to make a move higher. Blur. Let's have a look at Blur. Blur Tether. Stop run could be coming into play here. So you've got to run up. It's come back down. Vector in this zone. Grab the liquidity. There could be a move here, all right? As long as they hold this zone. That's what you've got to be careful of. Because this could lead to an FTD, which is for the dealer, where we could naturally expect them to spike to only rip it back down again inside of this zone, okay? That's what you're looking for. Zoom out. We've already banged the range right here and reversed aggressively from it. So logic would say, let's bring price back into this region to do the same again. Look left, and we've got a big area down here that they could attack. Going into the daily, it's a new coin. We're pretty much in balance, to be honest with you. Pretty much in balance, and we've got these wick right here with 20 cents could be on the cards if they do break down from this zone. So just be careful with it. Let's have a look here. Go back into Bitcoin. 2% move on Bitcoin. It's starting to make a move, ladies and gents. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get into the time frames. Let's have a look. Bitcoin's moving. All right, then let's make sense of this madness. Here we go. Bitcoin's going into this liquidity right here. Just keep an eye out on the chart. It's coming away from the VWAP. Big move. Come on, Bitcoin. Looks like it might go for it. It's going to eat that liquidity, 26,500. Here we go. It's going to attack this zone. Be careful. Do not open shorts here. You don't open shorts here. No. Let them manipulate traders. They're going short right now. Retail's going short, all right? And longs are being liquidated. They'll snap and then they'll reverse. So just be careful of that. Be very cautious going short during this time because Yellen is speaking very shortly. S&P's trying to come back up right now. Just got other things happening on the other charts. Let me go into the Dixie. Dixie's moving up. Dixie looking like it wants to come up. Volume is starting to taper off on Dixie. We've got any vector candles up here that we could be taking care of? Any red vectors? No vectors. It could be the setup right now. Dixie's getting moved up. Let me just quickly go into gold or invest in oil. Oil's climbing up. That's it. Here we go. So investors are shifting to oil. So gold should be moving up. It's not moving up. That's not good. They're getting ready to hedge themselves. Here we go. We've got the rise, the retrace. Now we're looking for the continuation back into the vector candle region right here. So just gold traders, just be mindful of this zone right here. Euro has euro faring. It's coming down a little bit, but Euro's done a good job of holding this zone. So this could be a very big area for Euro. Getting ready for a bounce maybe. Could be the case. Bitcoin has tried to pull back a little bit. 5-minute time frame. Let's have a look. Here we go. Remember what I just said to you. Do not go short from these zones. Look what they just did. They've gone in and swiped that liquidity at 26,600. Now they're reversing back out. This is big. Okay, this is really important because if they can maintain this zone right here, okay, then Bitcoin is looking to try and sharply come back up. But like I said to you, Yellen, it's going to switch it. So this could be the little move before Yellen speaks. So we got to be very, very cautious. Don't blindly go short, all right? I'm expecting Bitcoin to come down. But because of the window that we are in, there are too many influences that are going to trigger Bitcoin to move up and down. Now, some of you guys might be savvy traders, okay? So just be careful with it. All right, it's going to be a manipulative zone. In 10 minutes, well, 13 minutes time, she's going to be talking breeze. Here we go. Look at that. Careful. Careful. Don't go short from that. Look what they're doing. They're eating the liquidity right here. Okay, you would have to be in and out so fast and limit fees are going to hurt you. Okay, they've done it so soon. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Look at how they're shaking out the traders right now. It's taking a time. Give me 5 seconds, Bitcoin, man. Look at that. They're going for that liquidity, but it's not a time to go short. Just be careful because they can simply reverse it and you'll get shaken out. It's the 5-minute time frame. It's not that much of a big move. Remember that. They're in this liquidity zone right here, so just be careful. Let me just get up EXO charts. Wait, what's going on over here? Okay, we're good there. S&P's taken a dump. That's consistent with Bitcoin, okay? There's a lot of movement here, man. Bitcoin is coming down now. Here we go. Right, look, we're in value area lows. Okay, so look, this is where it gets tricky now. Value area low is an area that they can reverse from. They're trapping them. They're getting the shorts trapped and hitting the long liquidations at the same time. So just be very careful with this range. Be very careful with this range. Here we go. 26,500 they've come towards. It's made a fast move, but then it's come back up straight away. That's why I'm saying sit tight and wait because it will shoot back up. Do not run shorts on these zones. They're just too tricky right now. They've advertised. They've gone back into the vector candle zone right there, recovered that bad boy, but they haven't taken the bigger picture of things, all right? So just remember, just wait. Do nothing. Let Yellen speak. Then we'll know. If Yellen says something positive, price should shoot up from here. If Yellen doesn't say anything positive, price will continue to drop. But you've got to wait until she finishes talking. And this is what trading's about. If you haven't got the patience to do it, this is the wrong game for you. It's the wrong game, all right? Let's keep an eye out. It's still going down. We've still got a little bit of liquidity at 26.5. Still got a little bit. They may go for that. And once we hit that liquidity, then we'll know where we stand. I'm not seeing anything happening anywhere else. 26,596. Let's have a look. Want it cheaper to buy back? Go for it, Yellen. Okay. What else have we got? SP gap down a bit on the 15-minute. Yep. Tino speaking. Yes, Yellen is speaking shortly. Be careful with shorts because Yellen is speaking shortly. All right. I want to see them eat that liquidity at 26,500. If they can cover that liquidity, then we're good. Look at that. Look at that liquidity there. And the delta's increasing. Yeah. Just be careful. The delta's increasing. So a lot of traders are going short right now. This is the perfect time to trap traders short. Let it drop. Wait. Just be careful. Because you're going short from the lowest point right now on this manipulative move. Okay? Just wait for it. You've got to have patience. Look, yeah, it's going down. Granted, it's going down. It's eating the liquidity. But it's a vector candle. All right? We know what they're doing inside of these zones. So just be careful. Here we go. It's changing color. Green delta coming in right now. 26,500 has not been hit just yet. Let me just see that. Hold on. 26.5 not taken just yet. Here she goes. This is where you could be getting your V-shaped place. It's eating it. It's gone. All right. Now we've got to pay attention. Here we go. Shit. This is well. There's your projection right there. It's come into it, but that's way too fast, man. Fucking hell. That's way too fast. Give me a chance, man. Fuck. Give me a chance. What the hell? But wait, violet. Here we go. Here's an example. Violet vector candle. Violet vector candle forming. 9 minutes, so it can keep going. But we're at that point of eating liquidity right here. How many of you are actually in shorts? Like, just be careful. They're moving too fast. I don't think it's right. Giving you my love tonight. 1,100 Bitcoin at 25.8. So they've moved faster than expected. But just be careful. Because if I know you're using leverage, these little retraces back up can shake you out. So just be mindful of that. Back up, back down. Let me just get this in. Hold on. Here we go. Wow. It's going. It's recovering the vector. It's going. It's too soon. Bitcoin, slow down. See, this is where I start paying attention. We're now in value area low and it's searching for ground. S&P must be taking a shoe bag. Not that much. I'm all right with S&P. But Bitcoin is acting very aggressively. Notice the deltas are kicking in right now. We've hit vector candle recovery zone, so just sit tight. We have broken that key zone, 26.5. Okay, so that's important. Do you know what? I didn't even see it break 26.5. Holy shoes. Still going. Keep an eye out on this. We're going to get Bookmap up. Keep an eye on that bad boy. So Bitcoin's price is in the middle, guys. We're working a vector candle right in that zone right there. Okay, look, Delta's still going. It's still going. That turns into a red vector, then I'd be more prone to see a reversal. And this is before Yellen speaks. That's the messed up thing. Before Yellen is speaking, it needs to turn. This is going to reverse, guys. It is. You've got to be very careful. There's your red vector. It's a sharp move, all right? The fast move is the false move. If you're taking shorts, happy days, but make sure you take some money off the table because they will reverse it, all right? Just be very cautious. Look, man, going down, look, the 25,800 doesn't look too far away. Okay, so just be careful. Look, they're trying to come back up. Value area low. Be very, very careful with this range. Euro isn't moving too much and neither is dollar dominance, okay? So this is how I know this is a volatile move, all right, before Yellen speaks, okay? So just be very careful. Here we go. So starting to hold 26. Look, they're changing. They're transacting. Look, we're at the lowest profile of the session volume profile for the Bookmap. All right. So they're finding value. They're waiting to see if they can grab interest at these points. The contracts are coming in. All right. 13, 14. Look, pump coming in as such. So just be careful. This is a reversal zone. All right. And Yellen hasn't spoken. 6 minutes until she speaks. All right. And if it does continue to go down, Bitcoin would have given us the heads up. Quite frankly, that everything is just dropping, all right? But if she says anything, not promiscuous, but anything good, then we'd likely see Bitcoin reverse from this manipulative move because retail right now stepped in to go short, okay? So just be very careful with that. Look how they swiped all that liquidity right there. Manipulation before Yellen. This is what it is. Now, if Bitcoin holds in this value area zone, that's good news for us, all right? So now we're starting to see it slowing down, all right? So this is where it gets tricky. The second Yellen comes on, that's where we're going to see the flavor come and hit the charts. Yellen. No, no, no. I don't want you to hold your, like, you're getting it wrong, bro. This is day trading right here, okay? Here we go. Finally filled 50% of the daily wick. There we go. Just be careful. So we're at a negative delta zone right here, all right? And because we are in that negative delta, there's been a big push lower. Price is slowing down. Yellen's about to speak. It calls for reversal. That's what I'm looking for. So whatever she says, that's going to make the move. Here we go. 2,000 Bitcoin orders right there. Where we at? 5 minutes, guys. Well, it's not actually 5 minutes. She speaks at 5 minutes past 3. What an obscure time. When's the time that she's going to speak? Not really. I'm just looking on my calendar right now. That could be a possibility right now. Here we go. So let's think psychologically. Everybody's gone short right now, okay? If you've made a profit, take it and run. Yellen's going to speak, all right? And why do I keep mentioning it? So what if she's speaking? It's a high news impact. It can actually reverse. It can do anything right now. So just take money off the table, and then once she finished talking, then we'll know exactly where we stand, okay? Here we go. Starting to work its way back up. Green delta's coming in. Orders have been placed. 1,162 Bitcoin orders still at 25,800. They're in the value area low. Interest is coming in. I hope it doesn't do it. Well, if it does do it, then happy days. Then we're just watching the way the chart's moving. Bitcoin's in the middle right here on the 1 hour time frame. Okay? Ferris, it's not how it works, my bro. You know? Use whatever. Look, you have to be accountable for the amount of leverage that you use. You've got to ask yourself this question. How likely is your account going to get to the risk of ruin? When's it going to get ruined? When you use a certain amount of leverage. If you can make sure that every time you take a trade, there is a 10% chance that your account is going to go to risk to ruin, happy days. That's good stats. That's good. The lower it is, even better. But if your risk to ruin is like 50, 60% because you're using high leverage, there's a 60% chance that you're going to blow your account. Focus on your risk to ruin, all right? If it's low, that means you're using low margin, low leverage, and playing and enjoying the game, all right? Staying in the game is the goal. That's what you need to do. We've got a very important point right here, guys. I'll be very, very surprised if Yellen does bring the flavor. All right, because Bitcoin is starting to do some big moves. They've come into a zone right now, which is very important. Okay. Well, there you go, Ferris, man. You know what? Don't risk. What's the point? If you're feeling like this right now to try and get into a move, you're just retail. You are going to be the sell liquidity or the buy liquidity when your short gets exposed. Okay. I am expecting Bitcoin to go lower, but we're talking about Bitcoin right now. Okay. This move is engineered to do something. So just be very careful with it. If you have to watch the charts continuously, you're in too much of an exposed trade, too much leverage. There's no point in doing it. You ain't going to be looking at the charts logically. You're just going to be watching your balance, hoping it's going to go down in your favor. Sorry, the position to go in your favor. And you're focusing on you're up $200, you're down $200, and you're like, oh, and you're missing out on the potential changes that could be happening in the chart. You're missing out. You're missing that disconnect in the chart. All right? That's why a lot of traders will lose, because they're focusing on what money they're making and losing. When you're making money in a trade, you're not really paying too much attention to it. All right? When you're losing money, you're paying close attention to it. And you're always having to monitor exactly what is going to lead you to hold it or not. Okay? Here we go. Is it going to do it? It's moving down. It's holding out. There's a big area here, but there's no liquidity coming in. Tino, slap some hummus on that bad boy. Get myself some hummus and slap. Yeah, man. That's what it's about. You know? Here we go. Look. It's coming in. They're trying to do the V shape. So imagine everyone now has just gone short. All right? If you made a quick buck on it, happy days. This is like, you know, it's quick short, happy days. If you've done it, good. You were trading towards that liquidity there anyway. All right? But at any moment, the market can simply reverse. You just don't know, all right? Luckily, we had this little area here that gave us a heads up. Now they've put orders back in there. So we know that that wick right there has got commitment. So if they reverse back up again, we can assume that at some point they're going to come back into that wick zone. Okay? I'm going back to your stable. I was trying Wu Manchu with 2 EMAs, blow the count now. What do you think about indicators? Look, the indicators are just representations of what's happened. That's it. So you have to understand what is happening. All right? Whole numbers, half numbers, vectors. Each vector candle you see is a liquidity zone. It's where people are buying and selling. It's where people are trapped. It's where people are caught out in longs. People caught out in shorts. So guys just went short on Bitcoin right now. Okay? Now what? What's happening now? They're paying the price for it. Okay? Yellen, 3 o'clock, new 1 hour candle coming into play. Euro's taken a bit of a move down, but it's still holding out its current zone at the 1.077 region. Bitcoin really needs to start coming back up from this point. If not, they'll recover the wick, at least 50% of the candle wick. Let me just go into that. Let me take that candlestick and have a look where we are. So we've got a tap that I'd expect them to tap that right there to recover the wick or recover the 50% point of the vector candle. All right. So once they can do that on the hourly, that's good news for us. Then that will tell me that they've actually switched the idea up and they're going to slow down on price movement. Here we go. They're going to do it. Let me just go to the 5-minute time frame. Green vector? No. Good. Okay. 2-minute time frame. Any vectors? No. Okay. 1 minute? No vectors? No vectors. All right then. Cool. So this could be the slow start of it. They're going to try and come back up at this point. Now, 0.5, 26,489 will be the midpoint of the vector candle zone. I would naturally be expecting the V-shape retrace continuation as such, but Yellen's going to be speaking very shortly, so we've got to be mindful of that. 4 minutes in. Yeah, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. She's talking at 5 minutes past. Where is it? 5 minutes past 3. What is that? All right, so Bitcoin's now reversed from the value area low zone so far, and it's building a bit of a profile right here. Let me just go into the order book. All right, so we've got commitment back again. They took that liquidity and then they moved. No, they didn't take the liquidity and they've moved back away from it. Could this be the setup to test the VWAP? That's what I'm looking for. Really need to see them set up price in this area here to move up. There's that 989 Bitcoin orders at 25,800. So they've taken the liquidity off. They've removed some of that liquidity because it was at 1160. Now it's gone down to 990. I would then only anticipate them to try and do something in this zone. So I'm expecting them to try and work up ever so slightly. There's Bitcoin's price. I need to see Bitcoin move away from this value area zone right here. All right, and so we're waiting for that. Are we going to have a live stream of her beautiful voice? I actually can't seem to get the live stream of her voice coming up just yet. I haven't done it. Let me try and get that bad boy up. Hold on. Yellen speech live. Here we go. Fed live video. Is it going to be on there? I think so. When's Yellen speaking? No, she's not speaking about the Fed. News events, press releases, speeches. Here we go. I'm not seeing it. No, I'm not seeing it. Never mind. That's all good. I don't need to see it. I don't need to hear it anyway. She picks her nose too much. Here we go. Little commitment down here. 496 Bitcoin, 490. Yeah, 489 Bitcoin, 500 now. Between the 26,300 zone. No. No video. There's no video, is there? Ah, because she's talking business. That's why. She's going to be bringing the flavor. So this is what we need to do, you know? We need to try and work out what she's going to reveal. And the only thing you need to be doing is you need to be looking at dollar dominance, because dollar dominance is going to bring the flavor in a very short second. Dollar has been rising up non-stop as well. So we need to see Bitcoin make a move right here. Are you guys excited? Because I am. I'm wondering what she's going to say. She doesn't shy away from saying the US could default. She doesn't shy away from it. All right? That's what's interesting. She doesn't shy away from that game. All right, then. Once Yellen finishes talking, Then we have the FOMC minutes. They're pretty much going to give us where we are. So just sit tight. Get ready for some madness. The S&P is still dropping. Bitcoin is slightly coming down, trying to find ground. Eat that liquidity right there at 26.28. This is on the 1 minute time frame. I'm just looking for a fast move right now. It looks like we could be going into a peak formation with Dixie, but Dixie's still holding out. But Dixie will move very shortly once Yellen starts talking. And usually Dixie does that. It does like little quick spikes. Come on. Yeah, listen, they have to say no default because that's what's going to send the markets up because it's a little cash infusion again. No default. Happy days. That's what we want to hear. So as the market's coming down, I mean, the S&P's taking, NASDAQ is taking a shoot to the downside, going at 13,500, and it's moving aggressively. Is she saying anything? Here we go. Here we go. I need to bring it on a different time frame. 5 minute might be a little bit too fast. Here we go. Here she is. Still not got that recovery just yet. No recovery. It's all news plays, guys. Could snap. So just be careful if you're still in shorts. Get ready to take some money off the table. It's going to start getting busy. Here we go. Euro. Dixie's coming down. Dixie's working its way down a little bit at a time. We've got to be very careful here. Very careful. Euro's starting to make a move. NASDAQ's coming down. Dixie's rolling over. 103,200 could be a point if Dixie does bring the flavor. Keep an eye out on the charts, guys. Keep an eye out. That bookmap zone right there on Bitcoin could flush out. I'm keeping a close eye on dollar dominance. It's starting to work its way up. Here she goes. It's working. She's talking. It's switching. Euro hasn't moved yet. Dixie hasn't moved. It's not really saying anything. Bitcoin's being manipulated right now. They want that liquidity, don't they? They really do want it. Dixie is not being manipulated. Dixie's not moving. Euro's not moving. That's a cause for concern. NASDAQ is going down. NASDAQ's moving down. So's Bitcoin. They're going for it. There's that liquidity run. 700 Bitcoin. 25.8. Man. They've hit everything. They've hit every zone. Every zone, man. Look at that. 26,000. So close. 26.1. Is this a reversal point? She's saying anything? Euro's not moving. Dixie's going down. NASDAQ still going lower. Violet vector candle. Keep an eye out. That means it could be slowing down. If it turns into a red vector, then it's continuation. If it remains violet, means volume's starting to slow down. But I've got commitment at 26. It only makes sense they hit 26. Euro's going up. Dixie and Euro are holding out. All right? So that's good news for us. Euro needs to continue back up, man. And it's holding out. NASDAQ still going down. Full recovery of the vector candle on NASDAQ. 5 minute time frame for Bitcoin. Just take some money off the table, guys. Take some money off the table. Dixie trying to come up a little bit now. She's not really saying anything. When dollar's coming down. 103,200 is what I want. What's they saying on the news here? Negotiator Graves, not any progress on talks. See what I mean? This morning they said everything was good. Now they're saying not any progress on talks. Ah, man. Okay, now here we go. Red vector. Holding out. S&P. I missed. I can't believe it. It's good though. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. They hit our zones too quick, man. They're meant to do it when I leave the stream. You know? When I leave, that's when it moves. Cheers. My voice is dry. My throat is dry. Talking wet. It's not good. Funnily enough, ladies and gentlemen, the 3 o'clock turn is starting to work its way. Let's see. Dixie still holding out. 103.24. All right, we need that 103,200 zone. Bitcoin now's found its feet a little bit. Liquidation's coming in right now. Those longs have been liquidated. They've eaten a lot of liquidity. It would only make sense that they reverse. Here we go. So now the next play is we've had a reverse move to the downside. All right. The vector candle on the 1 hour time frame hasn't been fully recovered just yet. All right. So now they're holding out inside of this zone. Yellen ain't said nothing. Dixie hasn't moved. Euro hasn't moved. And that just tells me that she ain't saying anything of importance. All right. NASDAQ's taking a nosedive. I think the news about them not any progress regarding the debt ceiling. Okay, so the GOP debt negotiator Graves, not any progress on the talks. Sit tight a second. Let me read this to you. Okay, so there's not that much. All right, so not any progress. And a guy below says, go to hell. What a guy. Okay, so this could be it. Here we go. No news. Dixie's still holding that 103.2. I want to see 103.23. I want 103.200, so keep an eye on Dixie. Here we go. Bitcoin's starting to make a move now. This is good. If you're in shorts, pay yourselves. Take some money. NASDAQ and S&P have collapsed. Nice drop by NASDAQ. They've broken through daily support. They're coming in towards monthly support. My concern is the fact that dollar dominance and S&P, and Euro haven't moved. Okay? And Euro's holding really well right now during this chaos. That just only means that they're waiting for the FOMC minutes. That's all they're waiting for. You know? I think I hear the phone. Did Steve call yet? No, Steve. No, Steve. But I think Steve's coming into the chart. Is Steve coming in? Is Steve going to bring the reversal? Is this the V-shaped play? Is this what we've been waiting for? Second attempt, violet vector candle comes in, changes to a red vector. Red vector can't turn into a full candle. Has this been the liquidity sweep? Need to see the liquidity coming up. I want that VWAP. I want that 26.7. That will prove to me about this move to the downside. Dow Jones liquidation party. Dixie will go up. Dixie is on its way up, but it's not moving up strong. That's the thing. Is Euro going to bring the flavor? Look on the 4 hour time frame on Euro. Oh, man, it's tempting. Is he going to do it? I want Dixie to, but Euro's doing really well. Really, really well to hold out in this zone. I think it will. Dixie's moving up. Yes, moving up. I think it's going to do it. I think it's going to do it. 103.35 if they can get back into this vector candle zone. The top of Dixie right now is 103.3625 for this current range. They have recovered back down into the vector zone at 103.229, and they haven't followed through with it. Now I think Euro's going to run. NASDAQ still going down. There's a bloodbath across the board, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Is Bitcoin even going to do anything? I think it's just a continuous straight drop to the downside. Absolutely madness. And now all the lower price points are coming into play. The 21,000, the 22,000. Just wait a second. There's that green vector candle recovery zone. We've hit a vector zone, so just sit tight. We've got a wick. We have got a wick in this zone, so just remember, be careful. Oh, my days. Dixie's moving up still. 15-minute time frame. Any vectors? Yep, there's one there. Quickly. There's EXO Charts. It's moving. It's moving. Oh, my days, gang. Oh, my days. Come on, BTC. Where are you in this zone here? Come on, man. Hold out in this area here. I mean, I'm looking because we've got 1 and 2 hits. Got liquidity at 25.8. FOMC minutes could just bring it. That's what it could do. Still holding out in this zone. Dixie's going up. Euro's now starting to move down, but it's taking its bloody time. NASDAQ's dropping down aggressively. The whole earth is broke. Oh, wow. Dollar's moving now. Here we go. Euro's taking a move. I'm running a couple of plays on Euro. Okay. Bank of America dumping. But Bitcoin's coming back up. Bank of America. Bank of America, Bank of America, Bank of America, Bank of America, NASDAQ. Here we go, Bank of America. Nah, never mind. Don't worry about that. Going into the value area low right now. Okay, so we've got the deltas coming in now. It's starting to get very interesting here. So NASDAQ should be turning back up a little bit right now. Let me just quickly go over to the S&P for a second and just have a look at what's going on in this area here. Here we go. Okay, then. All right, so we've got a few stacked imbalances coming into play. S&P is going to try and do a bit of a reversal from this point right now. Delta's coming in at this point, and VWAP's all the way up there. 4139 could be a point that S&P comes back into. They've broken the value area low zone and rejected it aggressively. That's a good sign. If S&P's moving up, this is where Bitcoin should be moving up. That's what we're looking for. Come on, Bitcoin, make the move. Dixie's coming back down a little bit. Dixie, God, Bitcoin, come back into that VWAP. That'll be awesome. Yeah, you know what? You know what? 25.3 could be the possibility, yeah. But before it gets to 25.3, it's going to move down, it's going to reverse back up, and then work its way back to it. Because they need to build the plays like that. That's the ebb and flow of the market. How many people are trapped in shorts right now? Looking at the chart thinking, yeah, man, Bitcoin's going to take a dump to the downside. Cool. Intermediate term, no, the intermediate time frame is going to suggest that this move down is going to lead to a bigger move down later. This is the first pump. Okay, well, the dump for the better word. Excuse me. Here we go. How long's this stream? On my days. 1 hour and 10 minutes. Look, guys, if you are in a situation right now where you're placing trades on this logic, okay, just remember to keep your trade size light so you can absorb these little drops against your position or the raise or the rises to the upside, depending on what you're playing, okay? Dixie's now coming back down. Could be a stop run. I don't think Dixie's got it in it to continue. It's topping out. I need to look at the higher time frames on Dixie. Here we go. We've got an M formation happening on Dixie. It's quite an aggressive push, but nah, don't trust it. It's going to probably keep rising because cash is king right now. And NASDAQ's pulling up a little bit. That's okay. I'm looking for this zone. Here you go. Look at that. Treachery. Snap down, back up. Okay? How many people are new to the live stream? If you are new to the live stream, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, do all that jazz. And if you haven't done so already, check out tradersreality.com where you can get all these indicators, download them onto TradingView and what have you. Obviously, EXO Chart is a paid premium and Bookmap is a paid service as well. But you get the hybrid system free of charge on there. And the Patreon shows you how to use it in deeper detail. You get access to live trading videos as well. That one was yesterday. That was the day before. So you get some flavor on that. So check out patreon.com/tradersreality. I need to do a voiceover. Here we go. Bitcoin trying to bring some flavor. Dixie's still holding. Got a bit of a reversal happening. Take some money off the table. That VWAP. That'll be so interesting. Look at that. You have to look at it the way an elastic band works. Bang. That's how it works. They move, they return. That's how it works. Up and down. It's easy saying it. When you pay close attention, you can't understand what the flavor is. This is a vector candle recovery right now. So it seems like they found their feet, all right? This is where V-shaped plays come into play. But the treachery of V-shaped plays can throw you off if you're using too much risk. So just be careful. Here we go. We've got some news here. Yellen reiterates, Treasury may run out of cash soon as June the 1st. Intend to provide update pretty soon on timeline. Hard to be precise about which day resources run out. Is that anything we don't already know? Do you know the US is operating in deficit budget? They're not in surplus. Deficit. They're still operating there. They're losing money. That ain't going to make me feel concerned. The fact that they're telling us that suggests an opposite story. Okay? Just remember that. Euro's taking way too long to drop. Dixie's just flying. I'm expecting some volatility coming in from Euro. Take some loot, poopy days. She said nothing. Exactly. She said nothing, but the market did everything. Caught that falling knife in and out. Fast in, fast out, ladies and gentlemen. And we can apply that to all concepts of life. Yes. You crude people. Look at the volatility index. Shall we look at the volatility index? Is it above 20? I don't even know. Has it gone above 20? Let's find out. Volatility index, 321. Oh, coming back. Not above 20 just yet. The complacency of the retail trader is right here. What was the sentiment chart looking like last night, guys? Smart money is what? Selling. Now it's buying up because retail is too confident. Bitcoin is down 3% for the day, guys. Is the party going to keep continuing? Here we go. BTC right there. And let's get our Bookmap Alicious. Oh, it's still there. EXO Charts. Where's EXO Charts? Here we go. So we're still working the value area low for BTC. All right. We're not finding any. We're finding our ground here in this zone, but we're still at the value area low. These are reversal zones. So we just got to be very cautious. How you play the reversal is down to you. What time frame are you reversing from? Remember, they've just moved price down. We understand market maker buys when prices are dropping. So you got to work out how long is he going to be buying for. All right. So we've got wicks down here, so just be careful of that. If you've taken money off the table, congratulations. If you are not paying yourself and you're still in profitable shorts, just lock in something, all right? And then you can do it again tomorrow. Or you can close up the trade and then start again. Use lighter position. So whatever you risked in the first instance, make sure that when you do it again, you use lighter size to protect your capital that you've earned just a minute ago, okay? Tino, what's your thoughts on mapping out cycles in order to anticipate movement when price hits a center area in the chart? I've been reading Garrett's methods, okay, and have had some success. So William D. Garrett, as in, are we talking about talk analysis? Are you talking about that? Because that's a big thing. It's an old concept, but it's a very, very big thing. Hold on a second. If you're going to look at cycles, all right, never trade against the cycle because that's what you call fading the trade. Like, look, I'll give you an example. If the cycle of Bitcoin is to come down, then by me running along in this area here, I'm fading it, all right? Because I'm expecting it to come back up in the short term. That's what you're fading a market. But I'm going back into the shorts when it finishes retracing, all right? So when it comes to cycles, just always say to yourself, am I taking a trade in line with the cycle or against the cycle, all right? And make sure you establish the time frame that you're basing it off, all right? So you consider your trades, 5-minute time frame, in and out. 1 hour time frame, give it a little bit of time. 4 hour, go to the pub. Daily, sleep for a month, okay? That's where you have to gauge the idea of making a decision on certain time frames. Don't look at the 1 hour time frame and make a decision on a swing trade and you're always using the daily, okay? Doesn't make sense. I mean, if you really want to get that tuned in entry, then fine, use the 1 minute time frame. But that doesn't make sense, all right? But don't let smaller time frames influence your trading on higher time frames. I use smaller time frames because my moves are fast in, fast out, yippee-ki-yay, done. I don't like to be staring at Mr. Market Maker, whacking up my positions, exposing my capital, putting me through madness just to make a buck. Forget that. If I can make it quick time, in and out, done. That's what we want to do. So now Bitcoin's holding out, ladies and gentlemen. Yellen hasn't really said anything of the nature. Dollar dominance is shooting up. Not got no interest coming in. Bitcoin now probably going to hold out until the FOMC minutes. So your thoughts on that, ladies and gentlemen, is what? Bitcoin's come back down. They've attacked all of the liquidity. We spoke about the vector candles down here. Happy days. They fully recovered all our zones. Look at our price projection. Tapped it to the T and reversed. Look at that. 50% of the vector candle. You can't get any better than that bad boy right there. Who does that? Yeah? Tell a friend. Make sure you like and subscribe, gang. And I'll be checking in with you all later on. Peace.